Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Um, where do I start from? I promised you guys a story time, so this is it. So what happened was that period while I was with my ex, I was in a season where I literally put all my eggs in God's basket. Yes, I was done. I was tired of, all of the rubbish, in quotes, that comes with relationships. So I'm like, God, see, now for your hand I did, and I was like, if this is not going anywhere, please scatter it. Do you understand? That was where I was, that was where my heart was at that point in life. So I was always, praying about it, telling God, see, this person is a cool guy, it's okay. But if this relationship is not headed in the right direction, please just come out it, come out him, come out me from the equation. More like, like, take me out of this equation. I don't want to have to waste my time on a relationship that is headed nowhere. So, and this lasted for 6 months. The first month was good, like everything was fine. Believe me, everything was fine. There were so many surprises. The guy was just so romantic. Seriously, I feel like that was the most romantic relationship I've ever had. Even my husband is not even that romantic. He's trying, but yeah, he's not as romantic. But yeah, like that was like my most romantic, relationship. I feel like this devil. Anyways, don't underestimate him. He knows the tricks, how to hold somebody down. But thank God, God opened my eyes. Like my eyes were shining. You know how they say shine your eyes? Yeah, like I was always in the place of prayer when it came to, my relation. I don't tire for, girlfriend, boyfriend. Technically, that was my, at that point. So I just wanted the real thing. If this is not leading anywhere, please, I don't want to waste my time and have to start meeting somebody, introducing myself. Hi, hello, my name is, where are you from? This, that, and all those plenty things. So yeah, fast forward to some months later. I think it was the 5th month, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was the 5th month, because I remember it was around November. I went to church. In fact, before then, let's not move forward. Before then, I was already in a place of doubt. Will I call it doubt? Or more like, what will I call it? It was more like I wasn't feeling the relationship as much as I used to. Suddenly, I wasn't all mushy mushy. Let me put it that way. I wasn't mushy mushy anymore. Some little things the guy does then starts to irritate me for no reason. All those things that he used to do that I'm always like, oh, geez. Like, it started to not move me anymore, really. Like, and then I would tell my cousin that it's like my feelings are, one kind. I don't understand. And my cousin would be like, please, don't use your hand to spoil things for yourself. Do you understand? Like, she would tell me, don't use your hand to ruin your relationship. Just, keep going. Fake it till you make it, She would tell me, Even if you don't feel the love, just say I love you, so that you can start to feel it again. But man, I tried, and then it didn't, it wasn't working. So yeah, that's like backstory. Fast forward to like 2 weeks later. 2 weeks later, I went to church. Me, that I remember I had not gone to church in like maybe 2 weeks or a week before, because my parents traveled, so I was home with my younger brother. So I decided to go to church that Sunday. We got to church. First, I think we even came late. Got to church. Oh, I think it was a Thanksgiving service. Apparently, one minister or a guest minister came. He was, I think he's a pastor, a guest pastor came. The guy was like, oh, come outside, let's pray. I want to lay hands on people. I think it was an anointing service at the same time. So he was laying hands on everybody. He would pray for this person. He'd be like, you'll be great. Everything is working out for good. Praying sweet prayer for people. This guy got to my turn, put hand on my head. I was waiting for him to pray for greatness for me. That's how this guy starts to tell me how did he even put it? He said every taster and tester in your life. I'm like, guy, who is taster and who is tester? Like, I don't understand. Why is my prayer different from everybody's own? And the guy is like, wait, are you married? Because he saw me with my brother. Boy is quite young. And he was like, are you married? I'm like, no. In a relationship? Yes. So what's the guy like? Is he a good person? I said, yeah, nothing is wrong. Like, my relationship is, we are going fine. And he goes, no, that relationship, I think just pray about any taster and tester. Serious, that was the first time I was hearing, such words, taster and tester. I'm like, guy, okay. But then, believe me, in fact, I was already vexed, like, why is my own prayer different? Why are you not praying for greatness for me? That's my career, or make money or something. Do you understand? You are praying tester and tester on my head. So me, I was just like, okay. The guy said, go on, seriously, take it seriously, go and pray about it, and don't worry. He now told me precisely, he said, when the taster and tester in your life leaves, your husband will come. And I'm looking at the guy. In fact, at that point, all the things that he was saying were not even making sense to me. I just wanted to go, like, why did you pray that kind of prayer on my head, that kind of thing. So I remember just saying, okay. And then I went home. I got home. In fact, I forgot about it. The next day, I remember I was just in my room and I'm like, this pastor that said taster and tester in my life. I'm like, who is the taster? Who is the tester? Because I don't have any of such people in my life. Because this guy I was dating had not given me any cause to call him a taster or a tester. He had not tested or tested anything. So I remember I think then they're already advertising experience. If you're Nigerian, in fact, not even just Nigerian, people will know about the experience. It has been going on in Nigeria for over how many years now? Every I think it's at the end of every year. Sorry, it happens in December. Most times it happens the first Friday in December. So that was like November, and I think it was even the end of November. So experience was going to happen in December, and I think that was it 2017? Yeah, it was going to happen maybe on the 5th. I can't even remember, but first Friday in December, sure. So I'm just looking like, okay, do you know what? I'm just going to pray about what this guy said, just for let me pray about it, purpose. Or prayer prayer is not a bad thing. So let me pray. Yeah, so I decided to pray about tester and tester. So what even happened? Yeah, I decided to pray for a week. So experience was supposed to happen on Friday night, Saturday morning. And I decided to pray for 5 days. That's Monday till Friday. In fact, I said on Friday would be the last time I would actually carry marriage prayers on my head. Most likely, like, not like I was carrying it on my head, but it will be the last time I will actually even do like a fasting or prayer for marriage or something, or marriage related stuff at that point in my life. So I was like, okay, let's do this. Then I started praying. Monday, nothing. Tuesday, nothing. Wednesday, nothing. Thursday. Friday, experience. In fact, I was like, this experience is going to be my Thanksgiving day. For all my prayers this week, I'm like, God, in fact, I'm going to give you thanks. You have heard my prayer. I'm just going to dance. Thank God. In fact, just be happy. And in fact, that day was I was in a season. In fact, it was a day of Thanksgiving for me. We got to the experience. I remember I and my cousin, in fact, we could not find seats. First off, we even got lost. Somewhere that we've been to like how many times. We got lost that day. We stood outside for hours. And then it felt like the devil was trying to hinder us from getting what we came to receive. Do you understand? So it was just, in fact, I was like, nothing is going to spoil my mood today. Devil, you are failed. In fact, from outside, I was already worshiping because we could hear the songs, everything from outside. In fact, we bought snacks. We're ready. We stood outside until I think around 8 or so in the evening, and then we're there at 5. We stood for 3 hours. So, and around 8, finally we're like, okay, let's try and see if we can locate this place again. We couldn't find the gates. That was even what was the problem. We found the gates eventually, and then suddenly, I don't even know how we found seats that day. It was a miracle because place was packed. And 8 o'clock is late, like late. So I remember that day we praised God. In fact, my cousin that was vexed already, I feel like my ginger. I said Lila will not be angry. So my ginger encouraged her to, just praise God. We had an amazing time that day. So fast forward to Saturday morning, finished the experience, went home. I was talking to my cousin and her boyfriend. He was on the phone, and suddenly, I don't know how we even entered that gist safe. Started talking about where do you see yourself in 1-2 years from now? And then I'm like, more like relationship wise. And I was thinking, okay, from my conversation from the guy I'm dating, it's like it's marriage now because he's always talking constantly about marriage and things. And then my cousin's boyfriend was like, ask him. And me, I was like, okay, what's there now? Maybe I just call him. Like, let me just call him and, just ask. As I called this guy, I asked the guy that, see you, guy, where do you see our relationship in 1-2 years from now? And this guy goes, starts to stammer. stares at me. I was like, I don't understand. Why you stare at me? It's just a simple question. You'd be like, oh babe, now why are you even asking me this kind of question? You know, it's marriage now. Why would you be asking me? But guy was stammering. He was like, do you know what? Do you know what? Let me call you back. I'm like, huh? I don't understand. He said, I'll call you back. I'm like, it's not that serious. It's just okay, call me back. This was Saturday morning. When I mean morning, like 7 a.m. kind of morning. Saturday afternoon came and went. Saturday night came and went. Sunday. Sunday morning came. Me and my cousin were like, oh, let's go to church. Normally, we would have gone to our own church. I don't know if you know Mountain of Fire in Nigeria, MFM. You know, as at that time, we were going to MFM. So, on that day, I don't know, I just didn't feel like going to MFM. So, I told my cousin, like, babe, I feel like going to another church. Let me go and do first time. You know, if you know what first time means, like when you go to a church for the first time or you attend a church for the first time, at the end of the service or sometime during the service, they'll be like, first timers, you know, stand up. And then sometimes there are some packages for you, you know, the special prayer, all those special things that they do for first timers. So I was like, babe, let's go and do first timer in another church. And she's like, oh babe, no, let's go to my friend's church. I'm like, oh, okay, where's the church? She tells me, I'm like, okay, let's go. Yeah, we decided to go to this church. In fact, what even made me change my mind was the dress I brought to actually wear to our church didn't fit me. I don't know how. I think I was supposed to amend something, but I think it was too tight. So I changed my mind. So I wore something different. And we just decided to go to a different church that day. I was not, yeah, I think that was it. So we got to church. Man, it was an amazing experience. A new church, different church, you know. We praised God. Everything was just beautiful. And then her friend, I know the girl, I know her, and she took a picture in church. We never do that, like never. Like never ever. She was so excited, like, oh, my friends are in church, you know, let's take a picture, let's remember this day. So she took a picture in church and yeah, went home. I think they were having a program, some annual program they do. So church took a long time. I remember we left maybe around 3 p.m. Man, yeah. Took a long time in church, and that day I think we got home maybe 8 in the evening because we had to go see a friend of ours that just had a baby. So we got home. I think my cousin actually even slept in my house because the lady that had a baby lived closer to my house. So yeah, she spent the night at my parents' house. And yeah, we're still waiting for boyfriend's call. So I think it was around maybe 8 or 9 p.m. Finally, call came in. This guy goes, hi, can we talk? I'm like, okay, I'm listening. And he goes, the answer to your question is, I don't know. See my face. I'm like, you don't know. He's like, yeah, like, I don't know. I'm like, wait first. So what's your plan? And the guy says, wait, bear in mind that all the times we've been talking, this guy In fact, he was calling me his wife, He was calling me his wife, telling me this and that when we get married, one thing. The guy knew that me, I don't do relationship that will be dating for many years. I'm not into all this kind of, something. So he already knew my stand. At that point in my life, that was not my direction. That was not what I was working towards. I didn't want that kind of relationship. So he knew my stand even before we started dating. So this guy goes, my plan is actually to go to Canada. I'm like, how do you mean? By yourself? With me? He's like, me, we'll go together. I'm like, I'm going with you as what? With what do I tell my father? So I just pack my bag, and I follow man to Canada. Wow. Okay. I said, as what? And he says, my girlfriend. I said, okay, right. So I don't understand. Where is this relationship headed? He goes, this was 2017, bear in mind. He goes, 2018, we'll be dating. 2019, we'll be dating and getting stronger. This and then 2020, I will now see if I'm ready to get married or not. Brethren, this was his answer. And I'm like, okay, so me and you will go to Canada. We'll be dating and getting stronger. Like, in fact, at that point, I just knew that, see, guy, can't walk. Because all I see is you're making plans for yourself. You're not even including me. In fact, you don't even care about me in this your plan. Just sounded like a very selfish plan, So at that point, I'm like, see, do you understand? Like, just do what you want. Just know that I will not be a part of it. Thank you for finally telling me the truth about your intentions, because all this time you've been lying to me. You've been telling me what I wanted to hear, but thank God opened your ears today. In fact, you open your ears by yourself, but with God's help, because I feel like God, my prayer was not in vain. So that night I was like, in fact, I wanted to cry. I think I cried, maybe a few drops of tears. And then I'm like, why are you crying? Clean the eyes and just say thank God, that he didn't waste your time. 6 months, it was not that long, but thank God it was not more than 6 months. So instead of crying, I literally just said thank God, and I went inside and I told the guy, see, it can't work. The talk was long. I'm just giving you, summarized version. So I just told him, see, it can't work. This is not, this is not my plan. Like, yeah, it can't work. Let's just move on. Thank you for telling me eventually, and yeah, that's it. So I remember going inside the room and I told my cousin, because that one, she has been his, in fact, surprise buddy. Whenever there is one, they're always planning surprise together, always planning birthday surprise, this one surprise. He used to live outside my city. He used to live in Abuja, he used to live in Lagos, so he would surprise me and fly into Lagos. The surprises were a lot, seriously. Like I said, it was very romantic. My cousin was like his partner. So she was the one that cried. she literally started crying. And I'm like, ah. She was like, that boy is wicked. He's wicked. I'm like, what? She said, do you know that we're even planning surprise proposal. So when is the and the proposal in Guinea 2021 or 20? In fact, that's if it ever happened. In fact, I even remember asking the guy that. So when we get to 2020 and you are not ready, then what happens? Like, in fact, when we even get there, are you sure you even still look at me and still want to marry me? Or you're going to look for one small 20-year-old or 22-year-old to get married to? Man, that night was just crazy. My cousin cried, and suddenly she goes, her phone starts to ring, and sorry, that's my son. Her phone starts to ring, and she goes, yeah, I'll give him your number. I don't care. I'm like, what is this one talking about? She starts to type my contact details to her friend. Apparently, the friend that invited us to her church had asked her to send me, to send her my contacts. Apparently, a friend of hers saw our picture, the one we took in church, and asked her for my contacts. And at first, she didn't want to send it because I had a boyfriend. So after our breakup, in fact, breakup that did not last up to 5 minutes, we're still just, breakup did not last up to 5 minutes. This girl has already sent my number to somebody else. And she was like, I know the guy is a good guy. He's a nice guy. He's humble. I think I've told you about him before. He's a humble guy. And I'm just looking at her like, I'm lost. She then tells me, oh, see you. One guy asked for your contacts, and I've given my friend your contact to give him. I just started laughing. She was like, you're already single. You're single. I fell on the floor. I started laughing. For someone that just broke up, I literally started laughing. Guys, guess what though? The person that asked for my contact that night is my husband now. Yeah, that actually happened. He got my contact that night and sent me a message. Serious, it's funny. Like, in fact, I didn't remember this part until some months later when I and my cousin were talking about it, where that pastor in church said, when the taster and tester in your life leaves, your husband will come. In fact, it was when I got married. I think it was when I got married, or when my husband proposed, that I remembered. I'm like, babe, it'd be like exchange. God just exchanged man for me, sha. Like, God is amazing. Like, so creative. You can't you cannot be as creative. In fact, you can't even near him small. God is creative. So guys, that is what putting all my eggs in God's basket brought me. Like, that experience taught me so much. Let go and let God. I literally handed everything over to him, and I didn't overthink it. In fact, that day after the breakup like this, I told my cousin because she was just sad, moody, like saying that she break up. I remember I just told her, yeah, babe, let's go and watch movie. We literally went to a cinema to go and see a movie. That's it. The next day on Monday morning, and I'm like, I can't kill myself. My God's got me, you know. And at that point, in fact, I was not even thinking that the person that collected my number is going to marry me. I was just thanking God that this one did not waste my time. So yeah, we have come to the end of my story time. So guys, until next time, subscribe to my channel if you would like to hear many more stories like this. Like this video, share it, and turn on the notification bell so that when I post new content, you'll be the first to know. So guys, until next time.